Committed. I hit the button. Oh no.
How dare you hit the button? We weren't ready.
I'm sorry. I thought we were.
We never were ready.
Well, howdy folks, EJ here, and welcome to more Dungeons & Dragons. Today I've got Jack544, Shroomy GP, King Ray Ray, Mac 38.
The most important one.
Yeah, and we have Hawk that's planning on joining us soon, Hawk Miner. So that'll be fun. Welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons campaign, where I don't know what I'm doing, and nobody else does either. Today we are joined in the Turtle World campaign once again. Well, actually, I guess I shouldn't say that because Shroomy hasn't heard about this yet. So you guys remember what... My ears. You guys haven't, or Shroomy hasn't heard exactly what you guys know from last session yet. So you guys can catch him up once you guys meet up, which should happen very soon. When we last left off, King Ray Ray, aka his character Jeb Jebby, Glampario, Jack544's character, Mac 38's character, who is known as Guy Dude, and the Goblin, who is the Shaman Keeper of the Earth dude at the Mountain of Veridad. You guys had all traveled up to the very top of the mountain at the center of the island, the very top of the volcano, with the lava cooled, so it's a rock platform that you guys were standing on. You read this mysterious book that the Goblin had for a long period of time, and it only was readable during a certain time of the full moon, when the moon was directly above. You guys read the book, copied down some spells and some important information, and then the light of the moon faded and the book went back to being unreadable. So you've copied down that one spell that you guys have. The Goblin has a couple more pieces of information. Hello, Father.
You know, dinner is soon.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do it. I already told Mom about it.
Oh.
Sorry.
You sound so sad about it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should reschedule this to another time sometime, but it's kind of too late now. Anyway.
A quick word of warning, Mac, disconnect right now. I'm gonna turn on my face.
Okay. I just have to refresh as soon as it boots me.
Okay.
Alright, reveal. Alright.
Did he not get booted?
Alright.
This time.
Oh my god.
The dab
Thanks,
saved
boys.
it. The miracle has occurred.
Apparently.
Anyway, so I lost my train of thought, but yeah, you guys were up on the top of the mountain. The moon has passed out of position. The book is now unreadable. It's still probably just past like 3 a.m. or something. It's still pretty late night or early morning, depending on how you look at it. And the four of you, actually, including the Goblin, are standing up on the top of the volcano. And Jeb Jebu is talking about potentially beginning to use the exorcism spell, which I'm not sure if you wrote it down, but if you...
I did.
Okay, yeah, you can read it to us if you'd like, just to remind us what it is.
Touch a creature to remove a parasite or disease from the person, healing the person. This summons the enemy that you have to fight.
Pretty much, that's a good summary of it. And you can cast it either as a ritual, which takes 5 minutes. You have to perform a little ritual with some dancing and whatever, waving hands or nonsense. Or you could cast it as a level 1 spell slot, and that would consume one of your spell slots. That's about it. So you guys are on top of the mountain, and Dravis is nowhere to be seen. What would you guys like to do? Dravis is Shroommy's character, by the way, who wasn't involved in any of that nonsense. Hey Noodlecat, welcome to the stream.
Who are you talking to? Like,
I'm talking to Glampario, Jeb Jebby, and Guy Dude. What would you three like to do? The Goblin is still sitting there, looking at the book, sadly, which is no longer readable.
Right. Well, I'll turn to the Goblin, and I'll try to get his attention if he's not paying attention to me.
He's not. So.
Okay, so I'll, like, snap my fingers.
He looks over to you.
So, have you copied down the proper spells? We're supposed to be curing these gods.
Yes, I copied down 1 or 2 spells. However, I didn't get all the information from the book. I fear that we may need several other full moons in order to get all the information from this book. I assumed that this was meant to be opened multiple times and studied over the course of a lifetime, rather than only opened once, one on one night, and meant to get all the information out of it. I'm sad that I haven't had the opportunity to read this book until now. But
Well, I hope you got the most important information. After all, we may not be alive by the time the next full moon comes out.
that is what I fear as well. So, what I'm concerned about is the book said that the island itself is a giant ancient creature, and it seems like the keepers of the earth were saying that it is suffering or dying in some way. What do you make of that?
I've noticed that several of my people have been coughing up a lot and sick. I've also noticed you're a bit sick too.
Vamparia, you're cured, by the way.
I'm aware.
Okay, just coughing anyway.
There was something in my throat.
Turtle, are you alright?
You
No,
raise
just
your
messing
fist,
with
I'm gonna punch the disease out of you.
Do I remember that guy dude was
You remember that you put your hand on him and you like were healing him quite substantially, but he still seems like the littlest bit ill. But you did try to like use your 5 HP paladin thing to try to cure him of all disease or whatever. Didn't quite work, but it worked a lot to help him.
Alright, so I go to guy dude.
Okay.
Noticing, do I still notice that he's a little under the weather?
Yeah, he's standing up straighter than he was before, but he is just a little bit seeming like he's fatigued, not doing perfectly. Guy dude, how would you describe yourself?
Don't remember getting sick.
Yeah, I think you weren't
I
around.
don't remember how I got here. So.
Yeah, you weren't around when you did the failed con save. Roll me another failed, or not another failed con save. Roll me another con save. See if you've gotten better or worse since the last time Ray tried to heal you.
I have to find out what that is.
A Constitution saving throw is you roll a d20 and then you add whatever your Constitution saving modifier is. If you're using that app, it should be listed next to the Constitution thing.
Not 20.
Not 20. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
He said perfect health.
Yeah. You're doing a lot better after Ray healed you.
All right. So I was going to use exorcism on him, but it seems like I don't need to after all.
Well, I mean, he's still not perfect. I would say. That's what I was saying.
Can I tell that or?
I mean, it's up to you. If you'd like to try to use it, you can. But remember, you were talking about trying to use it last session, and you said it's probably not a good idea to fight him while on top of a volcano, where you could fall either into the volcano or.
Forgot we're on top of the volcano. Okay. Well, guy dude, do you think we should start heading towards the Golden Gate? See if we close it or something.
Sounds like a good idea.
Towards the Golden Gate? But isn't that completely engulfed in lava? I've been trying to get there, but there's no way to get there.
Is the lava not cooled down yet?
No, look.
And he points down the mountain. You can see that the lava flow is still pouring out of both sides of the mountain from the entrance on the orc side and the human side of the mountain. And the lava seems to still be like slowly oozing out like a flow of blood.
Man, if I was still the bird guy, I would say let's sacrifice Shroomy just to appease the god.
Shroomy isn't even with you right now.
I know.
What'd you say, Shroomy?
What?
What'd you say, Shroomy?
I said, I don't want that.
Brilliant.
Okay, I really don't know what to do, so I'm just going to follow Guy Dude's lead right now.
Okay.
I don't remember where we were. What were we doing?
On top of the volcano, and we were just looking at that book that only shows its text at a full moon.
Why did we look at the book? I can't remember the.
Okay, here.
The entire.
I'll give you a quick. I'll give you a quick rundown of what's happened lately. So, you guys were at the battle of the orcs and the humans to the north. The Kenku, which is the bird creatures, cast a big wall of light and kind of separated the two armies, and were like, "Yo, the Earth gods are dying. We need your help." And they gave you that golden key. And then the orcs and humans start fighting anyway because Jebjebby yeeted a spear at the orc general and restarted the fighting, so that was a problem. But then after that whole situation resolved itself, you guys decided to go towards the mountain to try to see if that golden key would close the gates of Veritas. It turned out that you got distracted by ruins, and like there was a ruined city, or not really a city, but more of a town. You found this ruined city, decided to stop there for a little bit, and got yourself into a little bit of a mix-up with some half-orcs, but you resolved that situation as well, went down and got to the mountain a couple days later than you expected to, and during that time, Jebjebby tried to heal you a little bit and managed to help you be a lot better, so you're not suffering as much as you were from your sickness, but which the plague has been going around for a while, so you're kind of aware that there's a plague that's causing lots of people to not do so well, coughing up blood and being fatigued and that kind of thing, and many people dying. Then when you finally made it to the mountain, you found the goblin surrounded by a bunch of humans. They were kind of talking. The humans seemed angry at the goblin and all that. Then the goblin had a chest with some books in it and some other supplies. You took a look at one of the books that he had, one of the ones that was most important to him, and it had a golden lock on it. You put your golden key into that lock, opened it up, and there was just scribbles on the page with some little hidden text on it. You managed to read the hidden text. It was a riddle, told you to go up to the top of the mountain at the full moon. That's what you did, and you were able to read the actual contents of the book, and that's about it. It gave you that spell, which is called Exorcism, which lets you basically pull out the corruption or sickness of a person and turn it into like a physical manifestation, which heals the person, but also creates this new entity that you have to fight to eradicate it. And that's about it.
Okay.
And it also told you some information about the island, like it was like, yeah, the island's a big turtle creature and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, you're
No idea
still...
where we're going with this.
I mean, it's up to you guys. What would you guys like to do?
Wasn't there we had 2 destinations and we were going to one.
Yeah, you guys chose to split the party. You sent Dravis to go do your errand boy mission because the general was like, yo, I think that the force in the north that we just fought with the orcs was too small of a force to be their main army. I think they're probably going to attack somewhere else. So he wanted someone to take a message back to the king. You guys decided to send Dravis and do that. He did that, and now he's going to be meeting up with you at some point. And you also split off with Hawk's character, Edgy Edward, who went off to the north to just go fight some orcs, and he did that. But you guys don't know anything about that, so... Hey Hawk, welcome. He says on his way. Noodlecat says, I got raisins, they taste weird but good. Agreed. Alright, what would anyone like to do? Golmparia, what are you doing in this? You've been pretty quiet.
I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm just trying to see where like everything's gonna go now.
Well, I
I
mean,
think that's how everyone is right now.
so I mean, it's up to you guys. You can, like, if you'd like to try to heal the giant turtle, because like you know that the island is like a giant ancient creature. It's not like the earth gods are controlling this island or something. It's like the island itself is an actual giant turtle creature. So if you wanted to, it seems to be sick with the plague that has been brought to this island, so you could try to heal the turtle, or you could let it die and purposely kill it. You can do whatever the heck you want to. It's up to you. Or you could, like...
It would have never come to mind to Jebjebby to heal the giant turtle.
Well, I mean, then that's up to you. If you don't want to heal the giant turtle, then go for it.
No, it's
don't
not
do it.
up to me. It's up to Jebjebby.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, I'm just saying, you can do whatever you want to. There are many options that you can take, and I'm just here to make it happen.
Okay. Alright, I have an idea.
Oh.
Jebjebby! You know how to heal?
Hey, Hawk,
What?
welcome.
And then we were like, Hawk is so cool.
Jebjebby, isn't Hawkminer so cool?
I
Okay, no,
don't
for
know
real.
who this hawk miner is.
He's the miner of all the hawks.
Okay, no, but for real, like, you know how... What was that spell thing for again?
Which spell thing?
The exorcism?
Exorcism.
Yeah, that. What does it do?
It removes parasites or diseases from a target to heal.
Alright, wasn't the island thing in a creature that was dying?
Oh, no.
What are you talking about now? Like, I completely forgot about it.
Alright, where's the book?
I think the goblin has it.
Yeah, the goblin is sitting there cross-legged with the book in his lap opened up. It's a pretty big book, so it's covering like basically his entire, both halves of his legs.
Mr. Goblin!
Yes?
He looks up at you.
May I borrow that book? Just to remind him of what we're doing?
You can, but it's scribbled now.
Remember, the writing on it is no longer visible because the full moon is not present.
It took all my brain power to remember the exorcism spell.
Don't worry, we just need a flame light or something.
A flame light?
You know what?
Since, like, light shone through the pages on the light of the full moon shone through the pages, theoretically it could work again. If you just use a random flame.
That's at
It just- It's a stupid idea, it could work nonetheless.
If you burn the book, you might be able to see it.
I know why he's getting at.
I love how Glempario was the one to
176.
solve the riddle earlier. He was like, ah, yes, we need to go to the top of the mountain at the full moon. And now he's just like, let's burn the book and that'll work.
No! Like, you know how if you, like, you know how in reality if you shine a lamp through a paper, you can see through it?
Yeah, of course, that's with normal
Yeah.
paper, not like enchanted writing or anything. But you could try it if you'd like to.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Alright. So,
Dragon friend, do you happen to have the ability to breathe fire?
I think I do. Give me a second.
what color of a dragon are you again?
Bronze. I think I do.
Bronze?
We just
Okay.
need to start a campfire, by the way. Just
Yeah, I
not,
think- yeah, I
don't
can bring
burn
fire.
the book.
I was thinking that our dragon friend could just spew out some fire in front of him, and then you just hold the pages up.
Yeah. Modern problems require a modern solution.
Oh, this is great.
I mean, I guess I could.
What do you think we should do if that's not going to work?
We like standing over lava.
Mm,
Well, yeah, there is lava down there. Do you want to try to get close enough for it to light it?
Well, I just discovered. Oh no, I can. Never mind. Well, can light something on fire. I
That
suppose.
might be a good idea.
I think we should probably get off the top of this thing first. Whatever we do.
Right. I'll just start heading down.
You're just gonna get up and start heading down the mountain?
Yeah.
Alright, is everyone else going to join him, or are we splitting up?
Get
Yeah,
up
I'm
and get down.
Going.
Alright, so everyone gets up and begins to walk down the mountain. There is the same stone pathway that you climbed up before. As you're walking down from the very peak, you can see that the fresh lava that was spewed out at the very top of the mountain when the most violent eruption was happening, that lava has cooled down, and there seems to be like some chipped away rock to have repaired this path that you were walking on, because this path was here a long time ago, but then seems like it was covered up by lava and then chipped away again to make it passable again. As you're walking down this mountain, everyone roll me a dexterity check just to make sure that you get down the mountain carefully without like falling off the mountain and dying. Not that that's necessarily going to happen, even if you do crit fail or something, because I don't necessarily want to kill you.
7.
17.
What'd you get, Glempario?
I'm trying to open up the thing.
Oh.
Dexterity modified.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do your dexterity.
16.
Okay. So guy dude, you stumble a little bit as you're trying to get down this mountain. You're like tripping and like having to hold on to the rock wall to your right as you're beginning to go down the spiral pathway that's cut into the rock. But you are managing to keep your footing for the most part. You trip a couple times and noises.
He did more than trip a couple times there.
He died. Yeah, you do not fall off the mountain, luckily, but you do kind of clumsily fall your way down the mountain a little bit. And you manage to hold on to the volcanic rock as you're going down. Meanwhile, Shroomy, Dravis, you have been going up the mountain along the same path that they are currently going down. As you're going, you begin to hear the sounds of footsteps approaching from ahead of you along the path in the darkness. What would you like to do?
I would like to go towards them.
Okie doke. So the closer you get, you can see your friends. Oh my gosh, what is that noise?
My ears.
Can you stop making popcorn in the middle of D&D?
Yeah, wow. Noodle Cat says, I don't like peanut butter. Why did I just say that? I don't know. No one else can answer that question. So yeah, Dravis meets up with you guys. Da-da-da-da. Shroomy joins the team.
Yay.
What would you guys like to do as you encounter each other? Shroomy was going up the path, you guys are coming down the path. It's not wide enough for you to, like, get beside each other and pass each other if you want to keep going, so I assume you're trying to rejoin each other. And
Where have you morons been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
We've been trying to identify a mystical book for mysticalism.
We're on a giant turtle.
I should have guessed.
wait, did you just say we're on a giant turtle?
Did say that.
Of course we are.
You just accept
What,
it.
you don't believe him?
No, I believe just about anything these days.
Yeet!
Jack, would you say that with your newfound like knowledge, like remembering your past about having been someone who was in
Wait.
line for the Keepers of the Earth? Would...
Does Lamporio actually remember that yet?
I mean,
It's like, I don't
didn't...
think he's even touched the book yet.
Oh, he hasn't? Oh.
No. We discussed this
Oh,
after.
okay. So we discussed that when he touches the book, that's gonna happen? Okay, I thought we discussed that he was going to remember.
Yeah.
But alright, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, we can say that when you touch the book, you'll remember. I was gonna ask, like, if you do remember, is there any, like, knowledge that you know? Like, maybe to the orcs side of the mountain, there are some more Keepers of the Earth that, instead of being Kenku or goblins, are turtles. So maybe you would know
Right
that
now,
your
I know
family's
that-
there or something.
Right now, I only know that 2 + 2 is 5, okay?
Alright. So yeah. Shroomy has met up with you guys, and you guys are beginning to talk. Meanwhile, you begin to hear the faint footsteps of another set of footsteps deep farther down the path, just like the clinking and scraping of rock.
Beware!
You guys can continue to talk to Shroomy if you'd like. It's
Ow.
pretty quiet so far.
You might want to lower your headset then.
I'm kidding. It's Dravis saying that.
Oh. Okay. I was worried I was actually hurting your ears.
No, you're fine.
How about now?
Hey Minecraft Avatar, welcome. How's it going? We're doing Dungeons and
When's the last
Dragons.
time you brushed your
What have you
teeth,
been up
turtle
to?
man? What?
What have you been up to, Stravis?
Helping people that I really shouldn't have helped.
Oh?
Looking for you all.
What, you don't want to help us?
No, I guess I do.
I knew you liked me!
Shroomy, or Minecraft Avatar got a new phone today. Cool. So, did you guys want to ask Dravis about how his delivering a message to the king went?
Oh, I forgot that's what he did.
I forgot that too, honestly.
That's what you sent him to do.
How'd
Oh, I
it go?
forgot.
Let's just say everything's getting better, and the king owes us one.
Ooh.
Right.
Sounds like a paycheck.
Is
Could
there a
use his
paper?
aid in the future, perhaps.
Shroomy also got some sweet loot.
I did, yes.
Ooh.
I say this as I sip some wine from my new jade inlay gold mug.
Which grants him immunity to disease.
Oh, wow.
But also disadvantage on poison saving throws, so...
Oh.
Nobody poison him or he gonna die. Hashtag blame Izzy.
By the way, have you seen Banana?
No. Is she not with you?
No, the last time I saw her, she brought me to a cave that had a weird face drawn on it.
I see. Well,
I also found a note saying I'm with your wife or something like that.
It's not quite what it
would you
said.
like to check up? Would you like to check up on your wife?
That might be a good idea.
I see. Well, I got nothing better to do, so I'll just follow you guys.
What about you, guy dude, and Glompario and Goblin dude?
I'll go along.
The goblin dude is just following you, clutching his book, like hugging it close to himself and trying to not fall off the mountain. And he's like, I just want to get off the mountain. Can we keep moving? I can't get past you.
I guess we can. Off to the capital!
And then Hawk, what do you want to do? Hawk was the one who is beginning to approach, coming up the path on the mountain. So, I guess you guys are gonna bump into each other.
Okay, which character is this, Hawk?
I don't know. I have no idea yet. I can't hear you, Hawk. I don't know if you're
You are,
muted.
in fact, mute.
You are, in fact.
You know his name.
I know his.
Do we?
Oh, wait, do I? Did you send it to me? I didn't pay
Yeah, I
attention.
gave you his name.
I will take a look.
Oh,
yeah,
you.
okay.
The theatrics.
Oh boy.
Right.
Hopefully he doesn't yeet you all off the mountain.
No. Nothing that horrible.
Okay.
Okay.
Only
So,
some
wait,
of
can
us.
they see me?
Uh,
Can they see me?
well, you are currently going around basically like a cylindrical, or not really cylindrical, more of a cone-shaped mountain. So the path is, it's like a giant screw, like it's like a corkscrew going around the mountain. So they'll be able to see you once you get within about 20 to 30 feet along the path to them. But they can definitely hear your footsteps, and you're scraping along with like little rocks falling off the mountain, and you can hear them. What would anyone like to do? You can all choose to do anything because you're not in combat, so.
Well, I just continue walking the direction going downwards.
Okay. What order are you all in, by the way, going down this mountain?
I'd assume I'm ahead of
Okay.
everyone. No, actually, it would be Shroomy ahead of me because we met up with Shroomy.
Sure. Okay, so Shroomi's in front, then Jebby, then Guidude, then Glompario, then the the goblin, probably?
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
Unless the goblin is in front of Glompario.
No, the goblin is behind everyone else, just following passively.
Okay.
John gets yeeted, what?
Hey, Glompario, you want to try to roll down the hill like you did before?
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't remember you trying to do that, but that's a terrible idea. Hey, Minecraft Avatar is not following on Mixer.
Oh,
Thanks.
he did. He went into his shell and he basically Bowsered his way down.
It's a fantastic plan. So, anyone, do something. What would you like to do?
I told you, I'm walking towards
Okay.
where
So,
I'm hearing the noise.
Dravis,
we're just walking.
you see a half-elf approaching you along the path, about 30 feet away once he comes around the corner, and that's about all I know about him. So...
Alright, wait. Let me give you a short description here. Right. So, I am wearing a blue cloth shirt with a red vest and some jeans. And I've got on a baseball cap, which is forward and has two triangles overlapping on it. It's not exactly a baseball cap, but close enough in medieval days. Anyway, so...
Are you Ash Ketchum?
I have a quarterstaff that I'm using to walk forward.
I don't like this response. I don't like this response.
On my back is a very large backpack that's obviously very full. I've got a ring on my hand that's got the symbol of some kind of organization on it. And as I kind of like walk up, I'm like, Chipro. Name's Alvin, great grandson of Newt, great nephew of Oak, and descendant
Oh,
of Paul
no.
Bunyan. What can I do for you?
If Paul had a bunion, he should have fixed that.
What?
A bunion? Do you not know what a bunion is?
I do not.
It's a foot thing, but Paul Bunyan is a
I know.
Midwestern
I know who
folk.
Paul
person.
Bunyan.
Okay. Send in a Paul Bunyan Minecraft Avatar last.
All right, well, we're just
So yeah, you're all stuck now. John can't go up the mountain. You guys can't go down the mountain unless you all want to trip and like fall over each other as you try to get past each other. So you could try to bypass each other, or you could talk and figure out what you're gonna do.
Dravis is
Okay,
just like
now- wait.
Dravis is just like, that's nice. Can you get out of our way?
Okay, now's the time when I walk back up the hill, Bowser down, run over him like a bowling pin.
You would run all of us over as a bowling pin.
I would give you guys warning. I was whispering to you, get out of the way.
There's no way to get out of the way. It's a really small path.
Yeah, I would.
Do I look like I'm aware of this?
What? How could you not be aware of this without falling off the mountain?
So you whisper, get out of the way, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no.
What do you mean, get out of the way?
I will describe that the rock carving platform that you're on is only about 2 or maybe 3 feet wide, carved into the rock. So it's not very wide for getting past each other.
Well,
Or getting out of the way.
What do you mean, get out of the way?
Right. Well, don't know about you guys, but I'm here to find a sample of this rare creature's back here. It's called an archelon. It's an ancient type of turtle. And I'm just here to do some studying, maybe take some samples, you know, maybe take it for myself. I've got a nice zoo back home.
Just get it in a Pokeball, the entire island. No big deal.
Take an entire island back home?
Hey man, I've got my own methods, alright?
Okay, well, this turtle
Speaking
is...
of which, what are you? I'm just gonna point at Glumpario. Not seen one of you like before.
Oh no, poor Glumpo.
Are you like the baby? Baby of this place, the Archelon. You a baby Archelon?
Why don't you get your Pokedex out and find out?
Goldfario, are you gonna respond to this?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. It's important to know your blood history.
Hey, Sebastian.
but
Why is nobody doing anything?
Because we're waiting for this guy. I'm waiting for this guy to move out of our way. I don't care what it is.
How are you, Hawk, how are you
This guy
able,
did
Out of
go
the
up.
way so I can perform my move.
Hawk, how are you even able to see Glumpario? There's like 5 other people in between.
Well, okay,
Or
how
3
tall
of
are the people in front of him?
Okay, so
7 feet tall.
Two of them are pretty tall.
Like, but tall enough that you'd be blocking him entirely?
well, I mean there are 3
Oh.
people.
The Dragonborn 7 foot tall. I'm about 6'5",
Sure,
and I'm pretty big muscled and big boned.
and Shirmy,
That's fair.
how are you?
I think I'm 6 foot. I think that's.
I
the
could
max
probably
height I
see
can
at
have
least
now.
his arm, though.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can
Anything that
you can
it's
probably see his
intriguing.
shell, like the large
Yeah.
roundness of his shell.
I'm like, he's pretty wide. Right.
One thick boy.
You heard him. He's calling you wide, Glumpario.
And you, Roy, you're a Dragonborn, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, your scale's worth a lot, mate.
Oh,
They are?
Yeah,
To who?
all sorts of collectors. I've got a collage of them back home.
That's creepy.
It's like taking the dead skin of people and just like stapling it to your wall.
I whisper to Guy Dude. So, would it hurt to take one skill off?
Yes. I think.
Yes, it would.
I
was
think.
thinking maybe we'd just give him a scale to get him out of our way.
Oh no.
Right, well, is there anything interesting up there?
No, it's just the top of a volcano, and we're kind of heading down to go to the capital. I needed to go check on my wife.
Hey, you got a wife, eh? Ain't managed to
Yep.
collect one of those yet.
I wonder why. Sebastian says, "Wait, is that Chunky?"
You mind if I take along then? There's no reason for me to go further up.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
awesome,
mind.
awesome. Love to,
Only
you know,
you're
get to
gonna
know
have to
y'all,
kind
take
of
some
sit
samples, you know.
around.
Take some samples of you. Oh my gosh.
Just changes his accent every 3.
If anyone needs to pee, just let me know. I have a little jar here. You can.
Been on many adventures. You know, leads to many accents.
Oh my gosh.
See.
Okay, so can we get going? I'm a little worried about my wife.
Oh, certainly. Right. Is there a reason we're walking in the dark?
I would ask you the same question.
Well, I have dark vision, so
There's a reason
I
we're
do
walking
too.
in the dark.
I do too, actually. Davis does.
Yeah.
We're letting Charizard behind me take care of the lion.
oh, you got a Charizard. Thought that was a thing.
Is Guy Dude just like lighting the way for you all?
I think you can only do that once. I think you can only get one of those.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's for the attack thing, but if you're just like, just like conserving it, doing a little bit at a time.
Right, and I guess I'll just turn around then. I'll just turn around and start walking down.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Just occasionally picking up rocks and putting light on them and just chucking them. down the
Casting
path.
light? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So like little glowing pebbles just go yeeting off the mountain.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys spiral your way all the way back down around the mountain until you reach the bottom, which the path begins on the human side. You make it back to the encampment where there were some other human tents around, and it looks like the humans were chilling out, maybe about 10 humans. Dravis already knows this area, and you guys would have had to pass this area in order to go up the mountain, so you probably are aware of it, but you didn't really examine it that much. What would you guys like to do? The humans are all asleep in their tents.
I notice the camp and I say to the goblin, so are you going to come with us or are you going to go to the camp?
Be right back.
Okay.
I'm not sure what my purpose should be at this point. Honestly, I am not sure how to proceed. I've been wanting to go back to my home, the mountain, but it's engulfed in flames. I don't know what more to do.
Well, I've found that it's always important to have plenty of people on your adventure with you. It's good to have a nice group, usually 3 people, sometimes 4 or 5, though.
Well, that sounds good. I mean, if the goblin wants to come with us, he can come with us, but
What's
he
your
looks rather
specialty?
tired. Me?
No, the goblin. Yes.
Well, I am reasonably proficient in magic, and I know how to create some cures for diseases, but most of my supplies were in the mountain. All I have left is this book and whatever else was in that chest over there.
And he points to where the chest was left in the camp, with his other books and minor bits of supplies.
Well, if he's tired, he can just take a ride in my sack. Plenty of room.
In your sack?
Oh, yeah. Here, and I'm gonna let's quickly reach into my bag and pull out a small lockbox that is about 1 foot in cubic space. Like, see?
Are you sure you're not trying to collect him?
Oh, no. Let me show you. And I'll just, like, take the key out and open it up. And inside, I have some ripped up cloth and some, like, mini, like, toy furniture and stuff. Like,
Yeah, and a full-size RPG.
What? He has D&D in his D&D. Got his whole new campaign planned.
plop you in there, and then when you want to come out, you just knock 3 times.
Well, I mean, I am small, but I don't know if I'm that small.
Oh, I've got that. I'd like to cast Reduce Person on him. So it reduces him to 1/8 of his size.
1/8 of his.
Oh my god.
Okay, so he's currently 3 feet tall. So let me do some math real quick.
So that's 36 inches, so about 4.5 inches tall.
Okay. Does he have to do any sort of saving throw for that? Because he wasn't consenting to this?
No, well, let's see. Wait.
I don't know
Yes,
how
if
that
it's
spell works.
unwilling, he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So if he wants to resist it,
Alright. Well, he doesn't know what's happening. Oh, that's not a very good roll.
he is surprised. So he has to, like, if he
What's the
wants to,
DC?
15.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it. So he just, just like, and the book that he was holding just like slams forward onto the ground, right beside Glompario.
So I'll just scoop him up, drop him in the lockbox, shut it, and just lock it shut. It's got tiny holes in it for air.
He immediately begins banging on it, just like, let me out! What are you doing?
Yeah, you gotta wait. Just give it a minute to sink in, you know. I'll just put it back in the sack and be like, all right, say capital.
I'm just standing there staring at you with my jaw hanging.
Don't worry, it's perfectly safe. After a minute, he'll begin to return to normal size, but because it's not big enough, he'll just remain at the size he is until the box is open.
So he'll just be like,
What happens if he's inside the box? The box opens and he starts growing in normal size.
No. He'll just pop right out. Trust me, it's a practice
clipping
science.
and growing out of the
He's
box.
just a monster in your pocket.
Exactly.
hey, McKay's here.
Someone's got it.
He wasn't a monster.
We're all monsters.
Wait, what? McKay thinks that Denisi is Shroomy. Shroomy is Shroomy, not Denisi.
Wait, what? Who?
You say your name. Everyone say your name here.
Chip Chippy.
Oh no, your real name. Or you do whatever you want to.
King Ray Ray Ray.
Okay, never mind.
Shroomy.
So Shroomy is up on the top right of the screen. It's not Denisi, that's Shroomy. Hawk
Who's asking
is
about
below
We
him.
are all Donisi on this blessed day.
Okay, whatever. McKay and Sebastian are
Your
talking
Lord
to
and
each other.
Savior.
Okay, whatever. Continue with what you're doing.
Okay, well, I'm just stunned from what I saw, being worried about the poor goblin.
You're not worried that he's gonna like shrink you and throw you in his thing too?
Actually, that just came to mind. So I slowly backed up.
Don't worry. I only do people that, need to take a rest or, non-conscious beings for collection.
I'm
Perfectly
conscious!
safe. Hey, he cannot hear us. That iron is at least an inch thick.
You said they're air
You
holes!
didn't even read the chat.
I am reading the chat. What are you talking?
Excuse me, I know who Shroomy is. I just said Denisi because I always say the wrong name because I'm stupid, but I know who Shroomy is.
Okay.
Don't expose me like that.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Ooh, I'm wearing green. I could blend
The
with green.
goblin has a sister.
Yes,
Okay, just
the
had to
goblin
clear my
is-
name. Sorry.
She's so
I collect that one too.
Hey, then you'd have a wife.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I'm sure I don't have night vision, so I won't be able to see if we continue going.
Don't worry, got that covered. I would like to pull out. I'd like. Sorry. Anyway,
Every
I'd
time
like
Hawk
to
says,
pull out-
"Don't worry," I always worry.
I'd like to pull out this long stick that is I can pull it apart. It's extendable, and it's got a small net on the end. It looks like a bug catching net. And I'd like to cast light on it. Just hold it up.
He's
Light!
Flippin' excuse me.
It's an extendable bug catcher's net.
so he's just.
Wait, you've never seen a collected tool before? It's very useful for those little ones that try to run away.
Yeah, after you shrink him.
Run, Glompario, run!
Keep him up.
Yep.
What if he shrinks the island?
Oh, that would be scary.
Okay, how?
Yeah, 1/8 wouldn't be big, small enough to carry either.
It would not.
Wait. Okay, so I pick up the book and go to run. If anything happens when I pick it up, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and announce it.
You're trying to pick up the book?
Yeah, I try to pick up the book and run.
And run?
Yeah,
where are you trying to run to?
Madman, capital.
Away from the madman.
Okay, so you're.
Is that the direction of the capital?
No.
You're currently standing.
I think he has to use the bathroom.
Well, okay, so you're currently standing in the clearing where, like in the middle of the meadow, grassy meadow, between the spine of mountains that goes along the north and south axis of the island, and the forest, which is to, well, the other side. It's about a 600-foot wide area. So which direction would you like to run? And also, when you touch the book, as we've established, you suddenly have the, like, Death Note Kira remembering things, and you go, ah, and just start, like, screaming and shaking a little bit. And then you run. Where are you going?
Death Note Kira thing, oh my lord, all the...
And nobody cares at all.
I'll take this potato chip.
Also, you might remember that to the eastern side of the island, there is a similar temple to the Kenku. Like, the Kenku live on the human side of the island, and they are the keepers of the earth on one side in their little temple area. And there's another little temple area where there are some turtles that also are keepers of the earth, and you know that you know them. So, you remember that.
Bombario, where are you going?
I don't think he knows.
Anyway,
I know exactly where I'm going.
Where are you? Which direction are you running? North, south, east, west?
Wait, which two? Wait, where is the temple thing?
The temple thing is to the east, across the mountain, so you'd have to, like, scale the mountain range, basically, or go through it somehow.
Oh no, I'll find a way there. I'll find a way.
So where do you want to go? Do you want to just, like, start running towards the mountain again that you just left?
He's gonna
yeah,
use his
sure.
gamer
Okay. What'd you say, Ray?
He's gonna use his gamer's
Yeah, a
intuition.
gamer's intuition again, just, like, start running. It would be easier, like, if you wanted to navigate the mountain range, it would be easiest to cross the mountain range at the northern or southernmost points of the island, now that the, the pathway through the direct center of the mountain of Veridad is kind of engulfed in lava. Or you could go try to find a way through the mountain with the lava. You could try to find a solution to that. So you could go north, south, or you could just try to scale the mountains themselves. It's whatever you want to do.
I guess since I'm more focused on running from Hawk, I'll be just trying to scale it.
So you just run towards the mountain again. You're just like. Meanwhile, what is everyone else doing? Actually, roll me a dexterity check to see how well you start climbing this mountain.
4.
4. And what's your dex modifier?
2, so 6 total.
Yeah, so you're just like, slide.
Oh, that's great.
I think Hawk's muted. I don't know if you're trying to talk.
He is.
No, I'm talking to something else.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, remembering my wife, I stopped putting up with that nonsense, and I start heading towards the capital.
I'll follow him.
I will remind you, one other thing that you said you guys were interested in was going to check out what the Pool of Wisdom was to the north. I can show you the map again if you wanted.
Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
So.
But first I'm worried about my wife.
Yep, makes sense.
I got a note saying that they're with my wife.
Okay, if you want to remember what the note was, Izzy wrote on it, "I poisoned your wife."
Oh, right, yeah.
And you were just like, what? This is a dumb joke or something?
Yeah.
And then after that, she actually went and did that.
But my character doesn't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright,
so you guys would all like...
Is everyone else following me? Or...
I am.
Yep, I am.
Okay. Hawk, what are you doing?
I guess the very best is following.
So you guys don't care that like this keeper of the earth goblin man just was shrunk and put in his pack, and you're just like, oh well, bye.
Well, I'm
and
just
Gunfire ran.
carrying the guy to wherever we were headed, which I thought was the capital. So
Yes, we're heading towards the capital now.
Except Glimpario,
I'm
who just
more
ran the
concerned that
opposite
you might
way.
Try that on me if I say anything.
I just tried to run up and I failed miserably.
You're just like scratching your way trying to climb up this rock face. It's not working too well.
Yeah.
You still have the book with you as well. I assume you put it in your pack or something before trying to climb. So everyone except Glimpario begins walking towards the capital. Do you want to join them, Glimpario, or are you still like terrified and trying to get east while they're all going west?
Also, I'll be there. Let's assume I'll be there by the time they're there.
You'll be where? Oh, you're just.
I'll be where they are.
Okay, you just want to go with them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, works for me. So you eventually give up and you're like, fine. You have to run to catch up with them because they're just going. They don't care. And then you catch up to them and you're wheezing a little bit, but you catch up to everyone and you all begin going along the path through the forest. It's a dirt path that goes between the forest. The woods are silent. There's just the tiniest little sounds of some crickets chirping and little bugs doing their thing. A couple owls hooting, but it's pretty silent in the forest as usual. And it is still nighttime. It's probably about 4 a.m., maybe 5 a.m. at this point. It's pretty dark and nobody's really around. Nothing's really going on. And you travel for a couple hours until you reach the capital. At this point, it's probably about 9 a.m. You're probably all tired because you basically spent all night walking around and doing stuff. And you have reached the capital. There's some smoke rising to the south, so to your guys' right as you're coming into the east entrance to the town, and you're not sure where that's coming from. And Dravis was here recently. Basically, it's about the same as it was before. Let me think for a second. Yeah, things are about the same as they were before. There is okay, I'm trying to remember when the last time most of you saw it, so it's hard to say it's the same as it was before.
The last time I saw it was when all the buildings started collapsing from the earthquake, and I had to help the king get loose from the stronghold falling. Yeah,
so it's very similar to that, except there has been some more progress made on repairs to the wall that surrounds the whole town. The wall is no longer completely dilapidated. There's some defenses set up. The buildings have been cleared out a little bit. Some of the debris is cleared. There are paths where you can walk safely between the buildings without getting splinters in your feet and stuff. And Dravis is somewhat to blame for that. He helped a little bit with fixing up the town before he left. And things are a little bit better than they were before. As you arrive at the town, you see that there aren't terribly many people around because it's early in the morning. Or actually, I guess 9 a.m. isn't terribly early in the morning, but yeah, there's not terribly many people running around yet.
For that day and age.
It's about what?
That's about middle of work time during that day and age.
Yeah, well, words. What would you guys like to do?
Well, while I'm walking down, I'm telling them my story of how I rescued the king.
Okay. You can actually tell them if you like.
Wait. Y'all rescued a king.
I rescued the king.
Well, that's mighty impressive. Did you get anything for it?
I was told to go to war.
You got drafted for it.
I can't say that's the kind of collectible that I was thinking of, but you do you, fam.
He's trying to 100%.
We've been walking all night. We can stay at my place once we get there. It should just be right around the corner here.
Alright, as you walk through the town, you see that there are only a few, like, guards and able-bodied men walking around. Most of the people are, like, women and children walking around, doing chores, buying things from the dilapidated market, and a couple old men doing their thing, chilling out. You see the old man that you saw the other day, Dravis. He's just kind of doing his thing while hobbling along with a cane, holding a basket of some kind of weed, and he waves to you as you... go by. No, just some kind of weed. Doesn't necessarily. Okay, whatever.
Is that a bell sprout?
Oh, it is. I see that you are a studier of plants.
Yeah, yes. How much for it?
I'd say about a gold if you'd spare it.
Certainly. I'll take out a gold.
Wait, do you? What is a bell sprout? Is it actually something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon.
It's a what? Oh my gosh.
You got him.
I thought you were. I don't know. This is a bad plan. Okay, so what exactly is a? What am I doing here? I don't know how to react to this.
You're selling Hawk a Pokemon.
But there aren't Pokemon.
That is what you are doing. And I didn't even know you could do that.
I was improvising because I thought he would just like have some sort of plant and like maybe Hawk would want it for some reason. But then I was like, wait, if Hawk's asking for it, that means that it must actually be something, and that I don't know, and I don't know how to price it
right now if you want to look at it.
Okay, I'll look at whatever this this bell sprout is.
Oh,
That reaction.
just the way you cut off your sentence.
That's the best gold I've ever spent.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to react to this. Sure, there's a Pokemon in this world now. Why not? I don't care. So he happily gives you one Bellsprout Pokemon person thing for 1 gold.
You just got so bamboozled.
I did. Okay. What would you like to do with your new Pokemon? I would say that it can't do any sort of attacks or anything. It's just like a passive creature of this world.
Okay, let me just real quick check the canon on how long a Bellsprout is. Let's see. Bellsprout is 2 feet tall and weighs 9 pounds.
Surprisingly strong old man. What'd you say?
So I'll take out
the same box as the goblin.
No, of course not. I will take out another box.
How do you have this many boxes in your bag?
This one doesn't have a lock on it though. This one is slightly larger. It's 5.
Oh, this one has free will now?
This is the one that makes my bag look like it's so full. And I'll just open it up and just drop the Bellsprout in and close it and then put it back. I don't shrink it this time.
Okay.
This box is large enough for the non-shrink.
Alright. How does everyone else respond to this, except Jubjubby, who's just disappeared?
Just gonna ignore it, I think. I think after the goblin thing, nothing's gonna surprise me.
I don't know about that.
That's what he thinks right now.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta think of other like redundant sounding, like that's actually a legendary though.
Is that an Articuno in your pocket?
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to like look up and study all the Pokemon in order to make sure I don't get bamboozled again or something. Because I'll be just like, oh yes, this is just some random new fantasy thing.
There's
Wait.
600 of them.
Oh no.
There's more than 600 of them.
Yeah, there is, but I was rounding down.
So I will say the old man just kind of is like, oh yeah, thank you for your business, and continues walking off.
No problem.
And then in the distance you hear, sucker!
It was a dead one.
He reminds me of a man that my uncle once told me about, who he encountered while journeying and looking at this well where there were slowpokes. But unfortunately, there were no slowpokes there at the time. Luckily, an old man saved the slowpokes.
A studier of plants, says McClellan.
Isn't that in Pokemon Silver or something like that?
Very good. Yep.
Yeah. I'm used to the Magikarp guy.
Oh yeah. You should have asked for a Magikarp. It would have been that old man.
Why would the old man be the Magikarp? What?
No,
he would have a Magikarp.
There's an old man that sells Magikarp.
Oh my gosh.
For an exorbitant amount.
He said plant, so I went plant.
Wow.
Well, I hail one of the guards.
Alright.
That I recognize.
He waves to you and he's like, oh hey, Jubjubby, nice to see you around. What do you need?
I'm just coming back to check on my wife a little bit.
Oh,
What species is this guard?
I see.
Why
Well,
do you
I wish you
say it
well.
in such a way?
I don't think it's my place to say.
Okay.
Well, Ice Hawk typing in the chat.
Oh no. I'm frightened.
Well, I'll see you around sometime then.
All right. Have a
Note
good
to
day.
self.
And I'm sorry.
I would like to know what you're planning, Hawk.
So I would like to head home now.
All right. Yeah. So you lead everyone else to your house. It's just a pretty standard one of the houses in this village or city, more or less, rather. The house is a little bit slanted and looking like it's not entirely stable. It's been a little bit dilapidated because of the earthquake, but it is still sturdy and standing. As you walk in, you notice that there's no one in the downstairs area. And what would you like to do?
I would like
Where
to.
would you like to do?
What would you like to do?
I would like to check the china cabinets for all the stuff because I know my wife would be mad at me if all the things were shattered.
I think we established that you saved it. Didn't
Yeah, I saved it last time. I didn't know if there was another earthquake.
There was not another earthquake since then. In fact, since you're a resident of the island, you would be kind of spooked by the fact that there hasn't been any more ground rumbling since that day, because usually the ground would rumble every day, pretty frequently throughout the day, and it's weird that it hasn't rumbled in a while. So you might be freaked out about it. You haven't really acted that way, so maybe you've just not noticed it and haven't really reacted to it at this point. But if you'd like to at any point, feel free.
I might be a little bit spooked because I'm going to check my wife.
It's up to you.
I'm just good at pretending I'm not spooked.
I am Jum Jummy, master of everything.
The master of yeet.
Very true.
Right, so can we go in?
Yes, come on in. Make yourselves at home. This is my lovely abode. My wife should be upstairs in the bedroom. Yeah, she's been a bit ill lately.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna kick back here, take a look at my new bell sprout, make sure I don't got one like before, maybe figure out his agenda.
I really hope this wife is the lady I threw out the window in the second session we had.
Oh my gosh! It is not that same person, no.
Is there like a couch or something that I can chill on?
Yes, this is a downstairs area and it does have some pretty standard furniture, like a couch and a rug on the floor. There's a table in the other room. So it's basically just a couple rooms that are interconnected with an open floor plan kind of thing for the downstairs. And you are all standing in the entryway to the house.
Travis, would you do me a favor, old pal? As much as I'd love to go meet my wife right off the bat, I'm sure she has many words to mince with me, so I would like you to go check on her while I get everyone some snacks and water.
You want me, a man she's never met before.
To enter her bedroom, make sure she's okay, and then leave.
Exactly.
I suppose so.
If she says anything, just tell her that I sent you. I'm downstairs just getting my guests comfortable.
Yeah, and then when she's dead, Ray just blames Shroomy. He's like, you killed my wife!
Okay.
I don't understand your reasoning, but I will do as you wish.
Well, if you're married to a woman, you understand. They tend to get a little naggy when you're gone for a long period of time.
And they always prefer to be greeted by new men in the bedroom.
What is this session right now?
Anyway.
It's supposed to be like story changing, but here we are.
So Shroomi's going upstairs.
We're buying Pokemon, we're like...
Go to the kitchen.
Okay, so Shroomy, you're heading up the stairs. As you reach the top...
Supposedly.
Yeah, you reach the top of the stairs and you see to your right, like, you come up the stairway and there's like kind of a balcony, like a railing
wooden railing, and the pathway goes along like that, so you can turn around and go to one wall of doors. There's like 2 doors on the right and 2 doors on the left. Which way would you like to go?
I have a big house.
Well, they're small rooms. They're not terribly big for each one.
Would you like it to be bigger?
I'll go one on the left.
Okay. The first one on the left?
Yeah.
All right. You open it up, and you see that there's another entrance to the second room that would have been on the left. It appears to be open, like there's a bunch of clothes hanging on the inside as though it's a closet of some kind. In the main room that you're standing in, there is a queen-size bed type of thing. Maybe not queen-size, but like a 2-person bed in front of you, and there's a nightstand on either side of it, along with a couple other objects in the room, like a coat rack and that kind of thing. There doesn't appear to be anyone in this room, and the sheets appear to be freshly cleaned.
Okay, the second one.
Alright, so you're gonna go to the second door on the left?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you find the closet that you just saw, with Jeb's clothes and his wife's clothes in there.
You notice that one of my shirts is tie-dyed. It has a lot of flowers on it.
What?
Sure.
It's quite large. There's a gift.
And there's a large text scrawled that was sewed into the chest. Best husband.
Aww.
Best eater.
Best husband 1177.
I'll go to the one on the far right then.
Okay, the one on the far right. You open up the door and you find what appears to be a small storage closet with only a couple boxes of old items, some keepsakes and that kind of thing. That's about it. Just a bunch of cobwebs and dust.
Then I will go to the one place that I haven't looked yet.
Alright, you open up that door and you see a 1-person bedroom. There's a couple nightstands and all that kind of thing, and there is a bed that is only wide enough for 1 person, and sleeping in the bed you see Banana.
She lives with me.
Oh, she does? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's how we introduced them. So it's a little gnome person. Fast asleep
I guess
in the
I
bed.
would go back, or maybe we should go downstairs and tell Jebby that he doesn't see his wife anywhere. Just doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is his wife.
No.
Unless you are married to Banana.
No, I'm not married to Banana. Are you sure my wife isn't in the master bedroom? I mean, she's too ill to be going around.
I only saw the gnome.
Can you take over? I start handing him some silver trays that has a bunch of food on it, and I just start running upstairs.
I'd like to put the food into my bag.
In the name of hashtag I want that.
Silver tray and all.
Just like grab everything. Hey, that was your perfect opportunity to steal Banana like you tried to the other day.
I can help with that.
That's true, you could.
There's an ash for that.
Alright, so Jebby, you're going upstairs to look around yourself?
Yeah, I'd like to go straight to my bedroom where I share with my wife.
Alright, Dravis left the door open, so you head upstairs and you immediately can see into the room on the left. Would you like to go in and look around?
Yes, I'd like to go in and look around.
Alright, as you look at the nightstand, you see that there is a note left on the nightstand. The left one that is usually your side.
Look at it.
Okay, the note reads in a woman's handwriting, as far as you can tell, like nice, neat, and that kind of thing. It says, Jebby, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your wife has passed away. I was there to care for her in her last days, and we decided to bury her in the town graveyard, rather than leaving her here until you got back. If you'd like to talk to me, or if you need any support, we are here for you. and then the name of your neighbor.
Amber.
Was it Amber that lived next to you? I forgot. Sure, it could be Amber. Amber is the one that Glompario threw out the window.
Right, yeah. Do I notice anything amiss in the room? Like, is there anything that because I tend to be a little OCD in my bedroom.
You may notice that there is one set of clothes that were put back on their hanger a little bit improperly. Like, it's not exactly the way that you would have left it.
I'd like to go look at that. I'd like to,
Oh my god.
Oh Lord! Wow.
What?
Good riddance. Time of your life lyrics.
Hashtag too soon. Too soon.
I'd like
Can
to.
we get an F in the chat?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening.
I'd like to investigate my clothing to see if there's anything that is amiss with it.
It was just slightly out of place. I don't know. It's exactly the same as it was, except that it was moved like a millimeter from the way you left
it. Is bed sheets and everything fine?
Yeah, the bed sheets were freshly washed, as I said. So it looks like it's been tidied up since, since your wife was last in this bed.
Okay, well, I'll just head down, and I look more gloomy. I don't really seem like I'm full of energy anymore.
Aw, poor Jubby.
Happened.
I found out my wife died while I was gone.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go to my next door neighbor. Apparently Amber found her dead. So, you guys make yourselves at home. I'll be back.
Do you need anything?
I don't know.
Speaking of needing something, I could do with some crackers.
Ash, what a cracker.
Gravis, have you not passed out the food like I asked you to?
I did. What can I say? He has a big stomach.
Did everyone else see you just like put the food in your pack?
You want me to roll stealth?
I'm sure. You can roll sleight of hand actually.
After the fact.
What's
15 plus 7.
Sheesh.
Wow. Okay. What's everyone's passive perception?
15. No, 17. Sorry.
17. Okay. Glompario, what's your wisdom modifier?
I am checking.
Or your
That
perception?
Glompario was like -2 or something.
+2.
+2 for perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, did you roll? Or wait, no, you don't roll. Sorry. Okay, so your passive perception is 12. Mac, what's your perception addition thingy?
-2.
-2, okay. So your passive perception is 8. And Jebby, what's your perception thingy?
13.
Oh, passive, okay. Yeah, so nobody notices as Dravis just kind of
Well, I should have
put
noticed
the
anyways.
food. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So Dravis just took the food that Jebby gave him and just put it in his bag instead of giving it to anyone.
So about those crackers.
There should be some in the pantry. You can go dig out some.
Sounds fantastic. I'm just gonna shove my Bellsprout back in the box, throw it in the bag.
Wait, you took it
go
out?
over to the pantry.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm heading over to Amber's place.
Mr. Bunyan, I have a feeling that you're probably gonna die by the end of the
Please,
session.
Mr. Bunyan was my great grandfather. You can call me Alvin.
Alvin, you're gonna die by the end of this session.
I don't know what that means.
He's
But I
metagaming.
appreciate your confidence in my abilities.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so Jebby, would you like to head to the next door neighbor's house and talk to them?
Yeah. I'm heading to Amber's place.
Alright, so it is about 10 o'clock p.m. maybe, or a.m. My bad. Hawk, what do you want to do?
I follow him after I get my crackers.
Sure.
Okay.
So yeah, you reach up and get some food from the pantry.
He's just like watching you talk.
Yeah, I'm literally just like eating crackers like popcorn, just following along.
Okay.
I'd like to make sure to eat them slowly.
Oh my goodness.
You can't see me. I move so imperceptibly slow that I'm.
Oh my lord, Guardian. Oh my lord.
So you make it to the neighbor's house, both of you, and you knock on the door. Amber answers, and she's like, "Oh, Chubby, I'm so glad to see you." Or, I guess I'm sorry to see you. Did you get my note?
Yes, I saw the note.
Oh.
How did she die?
I think the infection killed her. Although
You sure there was nothing weird about it?
that's odd that you should ask. Her mouth did seem to be like bleeding a little bit, or what? What are you laughing about?
It's just like
I've just been going like this whole time. Please continue. Please.
It seemed as though her mouth had been stripped a little bit of flesh. I don't know what that means. I've never seen anything like it. It could just be the infection, I suppose, but...
No, she had the same infection as everyone else.
What?
Jack held up an F. F to pay respects.
Oh.
What'd you say, Jebby?
I said, no, she had the same infection as everyone else.
Yeah, well, we've lost many people in the past few days. I'm not sure what else there is to be done about it.
I have a feeling that my wife may have been attacked while I was gone.
Attacked? Attacked by who?
Yes, I got a note by someone while I was out and about. And the note said that they poisoned my wife.
Boy,
That's...
wow.
Oh, wow! Nom nom.
I just look at him and then give him a glare.
Her eyes widen and she's like, "Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Well, who would do such a thing?" Jarius is eating
Probably
too.
his sister.
Bro.
I heard at the end of season 1, she said she didn't like the wife.
I don't
What?
have a sister.
Season 1? What are we talking about?
He's eating crackers like they're popcorn. You understand now?
Oh. Okay, so... Well,
I don't have a sister, so that wouldn't... The only other person I would know that could get in the house while I'm gone is Banana.
well, Banana did arrive at the house a day or two ago. Or, I guess a day ago.
And wasn't my wife still alive then?
Yes, but she was very weak, very sick, and from the disease.
Who's Banana?
He's just like,
I'm chaotic neutral. I have to play my part.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to go back home and ask Banana what's going on. Thank you for burying my wife.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. If there's anything we can do for you, just let us know.
Spider-Man.
suddenly
You guys want a copy of Spider-Man for GameCube as consolation for your dead wife?
Sure. Honestly, I've played that once before, like a long time ago. Never got to complete the game, and I enjoyed playing it. It was fun.
So is Jebby heading back to his house then?
Yeah, I'm heading back to the house, and I'm going to... Actually, before I head to the house, I'm going to make a detour to the potions maker shop.
Okay. There isn't...
There isn't
Sure.
one?
I was gonna say there...
It's a capital!
There's one or two, but they're expensive. But sure, you can do that. Meanwhile, what is everyone else doing in the house while we're waiting?
Dre was just like posted up against the door, like keeping.
Vampario's getting a drink, apparently.
So is Jeb Jebby.
Okay. I need to go to the bathroom too, actually, so,
That's fine,
Hi,
we'll
Hawk.
just have a nice conversation.
Yeah, Hawk, would you like to do the potion stuff? I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm running the potion store? Alright, easy. So
Don't
you
make it
step
OP.
into this. Okay, you step into this single-story building. It's got some nice stone pillars inside. They're just decorative. They're not actually holding up anything. Off of them come different metallic hooks, and those have different sacks that are holding vials. And then there's pouches with different chemical components that are on one wall, and on the other wall is a series of empty bottles that you can purchase to make stuff in, as well as different alchemy burners and things like that to heat up the components. And at the very back, there's a counter with a single gnome sitting there with a purple robe on, and he's got a top hat, and he's just got his book out in front of him. He's just,
You like your gnomes and dwarves, don't you?
those are good for potion shops.
And he starts
Okay.
singing I Read Sins Not Tragedy.
I walk up to the gnome and I hail him. So,
Hi.
alright. I'm wondering if you know anybody in town that is proficient at detecting poison.
Well, certainly. I could probably detect it if you could get me a sample. I mean, I've got quite an expertise when it comes to doing the poisons and doing the different potions of every type.
Well, I don't know if there is any poison. I need to figure out. You see, I got a message several days ago that someone got a hold of my wife and poisoned her. I came back and found out she was dead and sent to the graveyard by my neighbor. The thing is, my wife has also been sick during this time from the plague that's been plaguing our lands. So I want to find out whether somebody was just pulling a cruel prank or if she really did die from the plague.
Well, certainly, if you could get a sample of the body, like a skin tissue sample, we could just boil it, and if it was poisoned by any of the things that we sell here, then it will change colors to tell us what poison it is. It's a safety measure that we put in place.
Does it matter that my neighbor told me that she had blood around her mouth?
You could
But
mention
that
it.
would certainly be a symptom of some kind of disease or poisoning. Many things can cause blood around the mouth.
And the inside, the skin was burned off, is what I was. Was that what I was told? The skin was burned off?
Almost like
Yeah.
an acid kind of thing.
Hey, well, that wouldn't normally happen by any kind of natural decay. You'd be artificial usually.
Okay, so
Does this shop happen to sell Tide Pods?
Excuse you, they're called ride pods because they take you for a ride.
What does that mean?
Oh, there goes
What happened?
Vampario.
Oh, did
Vampario.
He put on his guitar and he poofed away.
Welcome back, sir.
Back.
Are you done talking about Tide Pods?
Is
Oh.
that why you left?
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh.
how much would it be for you to run a test if I bring you a sample?
It would depend on when you can get it to me compared to when she died. The longer it's been, the harder it's gonna be.
I was told she died yesterday or the day before.
2 or 3 days, probably 45 gold.
5 gold. Ow. Wonder if I even have that. I start digging around my pockets, see if I have.
You know we have a spell for detect poison.
Do
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
You.
Do we?
Mhm.
G.
Detects
So do you.
disease and poison.
I've got command,
Detect
cure
disease and
wound,
poison, yeah.
shield of faith.
It tells you all the specifics about what type of poison it is and stuff.
Do I know anybody in our group that has it, or
I do.
you do?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back home and tell everyone what I suspect.
Well, have a good day.
It's gonna be a long waste of time.
Oh my gosh.
Should have just let him pay me.
I thought
I
about
didn't
it.
have the gold. I didn't have the gold. I had 10 gold.
Wait, were you being your character or some...
No, that was a shock.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that magic in this world is probably not very common, so it's more expensive to get magic items and magic potions and that kind of thing, and people who do it are very specialized in what they do.
Okay.
Like me. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Ain't many that can do it.
Yeah.
Wait, I look towards the Ash Ketchum guy.
Oh, when you get
Can
home?
you
Okay.
detect poison?
No, actually, all of my abilities are specialized for
Pokemon.
capturing things and entertaining them.
Let me out! I'm not
He's fine.
entertained!
What was that noise?
He's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna take out the lockbox, cast prestidigitation, and just cause some water droplets around the air hole so they drop in like it's raining.
And you can no longer breathe.
Just a couple, not filling the air holes, but
Just like cast prestidigitation and put some corks in the air holes. Like, this is what you get.
It's like by the time it's done raining, it's like super full of water. He's swimming.
it's like 6 drops. It's a cubic foot. I mean, it's fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, well, I head back to the house.
Okay. So you're at the house. What would you like to do?
Okay, so everyone, get together. I have something to tell you.
Alex just...
My wife.
Have you ever played a character that's not, like, chaotic neutral?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. My wife was just killed, and I believe she was killed
By doggos.
Oh,
by
no.
doggos, yes. No, I think she was killed by poison, but I need someone who can detect poison because it's too expensive for me to pay someone else at the moment.
I can detect poisons.
You can? So, what do you need in order to detect it? Hey, I'll be right back. My brother's...
Don't know, it's a spell, and I don't know what I need for it.
You just need the actual thing that has it, so the character. Like, you need her body.
Gonna go grave digging.
Oh.
Fun times.
I need the body. Oops,
Mhm.
I do.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, the goblin's still in the...
Yeah.
I like how the main quest has just been like he's completely sidetracked by this whole finding his wife and
Yeah.
she was poisoned.
I mean, I expected you all to, like, go north or,
You actually don't have to dig her up. You just have to be within 30 feet of her.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Okay.
As long as she's within 30 feet, it tells you the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease. So,
By the way, is anyone currently damaged? Like, is anyone taking damage for a while? Because I feel like, I don't remember if we left off with Guy Dude being damaged at all, but you've definitely had some long rests since then, so if you're damaged at all, just say you're healed up as well.
I'm fully healed.
I don't know what my max hit points are anymore, so I don't know.
You should be able to tell just by tapping on it, and it'll tell you what the max
I know.
is.
I can max health. Oh, I'm at max health.
Okay, good.
and also she has to be less than 3 feet deep because it can go through 3 feet of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we have to dig 3 feet down then.
Yeah, you'll have to dig a little. Yeah.
Assuming that she was buried at the standard 6 feet deep thing, but that became a standard practice in the real world after the plague, like the actual Black Plague happened, so they might not.
So it would be the practice now because the plague is happening.
I mean, if they've discovered it and established it quickly, then yeah, sure, whatever. We can just say that it's 6 feet, yeah. I got some in my eye.
Well, I would like to identify the gender of my Bellsprout while I wait.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Alright. I'm gonna say it's a male. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Or do I have to roll?
I'll roll me nature, I guess, but I mean, I'm not gonna care either way.
19 plus 4, 23.
Okay, yeah, you definitely can tell that it's a male. I'm not gonna say how you know it's a male, but you can definitely tell it's a male.
Can you roll me a shiny?
Have you found a
what are
pink
the
sheep?
shiny odds in this world?
Here, I will roll a D100, and if it's a 99, I'll say it's a shiny.
Sorry about. Okay, what's going on?
That was close.
Wow.
We were finding out if my Bellsprout was shiny.
It's not a shiny, sad face.
Got real close though.
It was a 90. 9 off.
Wow.
So I don't know what a shiny does, though. I'm very scared about what you're gonna do with this
Well,
Pokemon.
it's just the exact same thing. Except
It has different colors.
Okay.
What do you need to be able to run the detection?
The body.
Well, I just be within 30 feet, and they need to be covered by less than 3 feet of dirt.
All right. I know where she was buried, right?
Yeah, she was buried at the standard cemetery for this city.
All right. Would
We
you?
require a shovel.
What'd you say?
That we require a shovel.
I've got you.
Oh,
I'm
no.
reach into my sack and pull out a shovel.
Well, you can put that back.
How
for
do you
now.
how do you have
I'm
like
gonna
2
wait.
big chests and a shovel in your bag?
No,
Like,
no. I have a reasonably size. Okay, wait.
I thought you were gonna pull out a sand
The lockbox is only 12 inches tall because it's a cubic foot.
Mhm.
And then the other one is 5 cubic feet, so it's like 5 feet, but it's like shoved in this bag really tightly. So the bag is just huge. Like it takes up 90% of the space of the bag.
How?
But according to the encumbrance rules, I can carry it. So
Okay. I'm not gonna question it. I'm just accepting.
don't
Is this
ask
a
me.
custom
Ask.
background?
What? No,
This
this,
is
I sold all my starting equipment and built it from scratch.
Wow.
I had just enough gold. I had 3 gold pieces left, one of which I spent on a Bellsprout.
Okay.
That's great.
Money well spent.
Well, I'm going to let you rest up. Afterwards, would you mind coming with me to the gravesite and finding out whether she was poisoned or not?
Absolutely.
In the meantime, I'm going to go rest up myself. It's been a long day.
Alright. So I assume everyone's gonna take a long rest real quick?
Oh, before I do that, wait, so where am I sleeping? That's an important detail.
So there are 2 couches in this house total, and there is the bed that Banana is sleeping in, and there is the 2-person bed upstairs that Jebjebi's gonna take. I don't know if anyone wants to sleep with Jebjebi, but other than that, you would sleep, I guess, on the rug. So-
Wow.
Wow. Okay, you guys can decide where you want to sleep. Decide it amongst yourselves.
I mean, I'll take the couch.
Okay, one of the couches.
Actually, I'll one-up you guys. I'd like to
Oh, no.
touch the couch and cast Enlarge Object.
What?
So it grows 8 times its size, or fills the available space.
That's good.
So,
That's a good distinction to make.
Yeah. So it becomes as big as possible without breaking any walls, basically.
Okay.
Or large objects. So it can't like break a dresser or something. Or
Okay.
it can't like tables and stuff would just get pushed until they can't be pushed anymore.
Okay. Which couch are you casting this on? Are you casting it on the far wall from the door, or the wall, or the one on the wall that's closer?
The one
to the
that
door?
looks like it has the most room to expand.
That would be the one closest to the door. However,
Okay, I'll do that one.
Okay. So, I'm trying to figure out how to visualize this. So, if this is the room, and you have come in this door, and this is the door to the room, and the stairs go up here. Here's the other couch. Here's the one you're enlarging. You guys are trapped in the room now. You cannot get out.
That's fine though, because it's fine.
Yeah, the door is completely barricaded. This couch has just grown like exponentially and is now probably big enough to hold like 3 people on it. If you'd like to.
I'd like to sleep
nap.
on the side that's where the couch started from.
Okay, so everyone else is just gonna get thrown off when it shrinks again. How long does this last again?
It's an unimportant detail.
Watch this last for like a minute.
About 6 to 8 hours.
No, less than a minute.
I was right.
Just long enough to trick everyone to actually get in the bed.
They don't know that, right?
Okay.
Like either way, Glapori's gonna probably let's like hide in his cell and sleep, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that if you'd like. Just on the reg or something. Curl up like a cute turtle.
There is only couch.
There is only couch.
I was gonna sleep up next to the door, but like I guess that's out the way.
Wait, what?
It's barricaded by the couch. I was gonna sleep up next to the.
Next to the what?
I guess the door.
Oh, next to the door. Okay.
No, it's like he decided to sleep next to the door before he knew the couch was going to
Oh no!
That's true.
Just...
If he does that, he does take 3d8 of damage.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's out the window now, so I'm just gonna.
Oof. What if the couch actually did expand out the window? Just keeps going.
I guess I'll sleep on the floor. I don't even care.
Well, you wouldn't want to try to sleep on this couch? Just because now it's available? Alright, you know better. There is actually a second couch that hasn't been altered by magic as well, if you'd like to take that, or if you just really want to sleep on the floor, you can do that.
I'll sleep on the floor.
Okay.
Take a couch that hasn't been altered.
Okay. You tried.
You don't want the bigger one? It would fit you better.
Meanwhile, the goblin's still like, well, you heckin' let me out!
Great, fine. I'll take the lockbox out, shake it a tiny bit, and be like, just sleep! And I'll put it back in.
Okay.
Poor goblin.
Don't you know who I am? I am the keeper of the earth, blah blah blah. Alright. So I guess you all are gonna take a long rest now. And after exactly 1 minute, Hawk's is, like laying down on his lovely couch, or Alvin is, my bad. And then the couch just vroom, shrinks again, like makes a horrible screeching sound as 2 of the legs scrape along the wooden floor, and it retracts back to its normal size, and everyone goes, whoa, whoa, okay.
All that set up just for a minute of a long couch.
Yeah. And there's now like 2 large scrapes along the floor that are very clearly visible on the wooden floor.
That's what rugs are for.
There's a rug in the middle of the room, not underneath where the couch existed.
Drag it over.
And that rug in the middle of the room is a bear rug.
Drag it over.
Yeah, Jebby just strangled a bear with his bare hands.
In large.
Oh no! Everyone is now in a bear.
We're long resting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Alright, so how, I guess if you're long resting for exactly 8 hours, from 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.-ish to then would be 6 p.m. is when you guys quit resting. If you would like to continue resting and wait for another time, you can, or you can get up at 6 p.m. and start doing things.
6 p.m.
Yep, 6 p.m.
Yep. Good morning, gamers. Let's get this bread.
I could go for some bread.
Crackers. No.
Jebby has yet to come out of his room.
All right.
From the couch,
crying.
you can hear like a. From the couch, you can hear like a dun
You just
dun
hear
dun dun dun.
I just like sit up, turn, get up out of bed,
The heck
and
was
just
that?
yeah.
This is a reflex,
can
and then
no
you're like, oh, come on.
I'm no longer able to get on the couch.
It's better than not being able to go left or turn left.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what would everyone like to do now? You still have the pool of wisdom to explore if you ever wanted to do that. You still have Jebby's wife to fix, or to determine whether or not she's poisoned.
I don't think there's any fixing her condition.
Yeah, necromancy business apparently.
No, whoa. I mean, you could if Jebby's into that.
Well,
Just
I'd
say,
like
maybe
to-
we should focus on trying to heal the Earth God instead of caring about this guy's dead wife.
We're
Oh!
gonna do that.
Wow.
What's an Earth God?
I'm still in my room, so I don't hear
Just
or
roll with it, Alvin. Oh, yeah,
All right.
just roll with it, Alvin.
I'd like to reach into my bag, into my larger box, and pull out some parchment and quill and just start taking notes on the Bellsprout.
Did you guys hear that? My old voice died for a second.
What?
I didn't sound old for a second. This is the power of the Earth. This is the power of the book.
Wow. So would you like to say anything about your remembered history or anything, or?
Oh yeah, I should probably tell you guys. So, funny story. When we met this elven guy, I picked up the book and ran. Sorta.
Yes, we remember.
When I picked up the book, I remembered a lot of stuff.
Such as.
About.
Such as
Your mom. I'm
wait.
kidding.
What did we decide we were? What did we decide he remembered?
We decided that he was going to be one of the keepers of the earth. He was like next in the line for it. But then something happened. We don't know what. We can decide what happened if you would like. But then you went off and started exploring and you lost your memory and all that fun business. But you know that to the east there is another temple where like monks of the earth gods, keepers of the earth kind of people lived. And that particular temple is populated by turtle people, like your family. And to the west, there is the temple of the Kenku, where the bird people were. Yeah, so you would know this information now.
Yeah, I just told him that.
Okay.
I hope you paid attention, everyone.
Yes, to
I
the
didn't
voice
hear
in the
any of
sky.
that. I'm upstairs in my room still.
Yep, he's just crying in his bed.
Right, well, I think it's about time we go find some interesting adventures. Something about an Earth God sounds pretty cool, so I'm just gonna walk on right out this door here.
But you're only 10 years old.
Hey, I've been 10 for 20 years. I know what I'm doing, man.
Doesn't add up.
Mikhail says, turn off your brain, Ethan. Okay. So are you just gonna walk out the door?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Oh, okay.
Just walk straight into the door.
I think we should probably check on our host.
Agreed.
Okay, so Hawk walks out the door. Everyone else is like, well, shouldn't we check on Jebjebby first? Hawk, are you gonna turn around and wait, or are you gonna keep going?
I'm gonna step outside and let the goblin out.
Okay.
Aw.
That's
nice.
The goblin is still asleep. You can do that if you'd like, and just like dump him out and have him grow.
Well, actually, so what happened when it's open? He's displaced up to 5 feet away, and then grows.
Displaced.
If there's not.
Oh.
Yeah. So the way the player handbook, so that things can't get crushed,
Mhm.
it moves him up to 5 feet as far as it needs to get out of its constrained space.
Mhm.
And then
Gotcha.
So he would just like it'd be like a Pokeball. It'd be like a stream of light as he comes out, and then just like it grows.
Oh my lord.
Okay. There are people walking by in this town as you're doing this. They're coughing a little bit. They don't seem to be too preoccupied with you, but so you just take out the wiring box, unlock it, open it up, and then a goblin just appears. And he's just asleep still.
Goblin.
And the people in the street just kind of go, whoa!
Never mind that. It's okay. He was just a bit tired, so I took him for the walk, so he didn't have to walk. I was a nice guy. I was doing him a favor.
But we don't
And then I'm
want to
gonna
know.
go back inside.
We don't want to know.
He just leaves a goblin out there.
Just leave him. Yeah, so this goblin's just sleeping, just face down, butt in the air in the street. People are probably wondering what's going on out there. But you guys don't care. All right. would anybody like to go check on Jeb Jebby?
I was gonna go do that.
Yeah,
I
I'd be
said that in
looking at it.
character.
I think we're all going, yeah.
Okay, everyone goes upstairs.
I said it in character.
Okay.
My door is locked, by the way. I locked it from the inside.
Oh. You can get
Just
in through
like
the
not-
closet.
We have a giant turtle, so that's.
Smash his door down.
I can do you one better.
Oh no, oh no.
No.
Just shrink him and put him through the keyhole.
No,
Let's-
I'd like to touch the door and use reduce object.
Oh yeah, you
Shrink
have to
the
find it.
door.
Wait, you want the door itself to reduce to 1/8 of its size?
Yeah. I'd like to just.
I honestly thought you were gonna
Doesn't-
say enlarge.
Doesn't reduce person work on only for people?
No, it's reduce and enlarge. And you can specify what you're reducing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So you can call it whatever you want. It's
Yeah, go for it.
relative. Yeah, so I don't have to roll it. It's just,
So you touch the door and just...
I'll just pick up the door and just pocket it.
I will say that because you like shrink the door itself, the hinges that it was attached to just kind of like yank out of the wall and like nails go ting 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 and like fall everywhere. And the door itself is small, but it no longer will attach properly to the door unless you put some work into it.
I'll just put it in my pocket so it doesn't have room to grow.
Oh boy, that's fun. And then you can just throw it later at someone, just like a little.
Is that a door in your pocket?
Are you just unhappy to see me?
Oh my gosh. Alright, so Jeb Jebby, would you say that you are awakened by like your door being yanked off its hinges and having a horrible metal and wood scraping sound, or would you say that you're a heavy sleeper, as we've established?
I hear it, but they see me like curled up in my ball with the big quilt all over me, the pillow over my head, and I have this big old teddy bear next to me, and then draped across my quilt is that shirt that Dravis found.
Wait, that was his shirt.
I thought he had better fashion sense. Alright, would anyone like to make any actions?
Guess I'll like him gently.
I did my part.
Okay. I love how you just like basically busted down his door instead of like knocking or anything.
We did knock. You didn't answer.
Okay.
remember?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was gonna knock.
So guy dude goes over and stands beside the bed, and what do you do exactly? Like put her hand on him, or?
How's it going? Yeah. Probably get moving.
He can hear me weeping.
Aww.
Okay.
Okay. If you want, you could try to go to the graveyard first, like without his guidance, and see if you can find the correct grave and do the poison detection thing without him leading you before the trail gets cold or whatever.
You just have to look for the last name Jebby.
Very true.
Oh, Jeb Jebby is.
Does any of us know what his wife's name was?
I don't. I'm the DM and I don't know who it was. I don't think we gave her a name.
Would we find it?
I mean,
we kind of need him. We could wander around and just check all the graveyards, but a lot of people be dying recently.
you're right.
Okay, you can hear me whimper Maria under the blankets.
Oh.
Mario?
Maria.
Mario.
Maria.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
So is your last name Jebby, or is your name
No,
Jeb
Jeb
Jebby?
Jebby is actually my first name.
Oh.
So nobody knows your last name either.
So now we know the first name, but we don't know.
So I'd like to just pat him on the back and be like, "Look, mate, do you want me to carry you with us so you can just keep taking a nap?"
I don't answer.
Sounds like consent to me.
Oh
I'm
boy.
gonna use reduced person. Can you roll a Constitution saving throw, Ray?
Yes, I can. Well, I believe you made it. I shriek.
Oh, you got 3? Oh, yeah.
So Jimmy is just...
So he's... How tall are you?
He was
I
6
am
foot.
6'5".
6'5". So that's like 79 divided by 8. So he's 10 inches tall? That's fine. I'll put him in my Bellsprout box.
Oh my gosh. With the Bellsprout, that's gonna be like bigger and like viney and wrapping around him. And that's gonna be creepy.
And then Ray just has to look at the Bellsprout's face and blink it.
Have you guided us?
Do Bellsprouts eat people if they're tiny?
Not until they evolve.
Oh.
Yeah. Weeping Bells do.
Gosh.
No, I think Victor does.
Great. Now he's small and
Good luck getting some rest there, Jubby, with a giant plant. Are there air holes in this box?
Yeah, there are holes in all my boxes.
Okay.
There are boxes I still haven't taken out yet, man. You don't even know.
Oh my. How do you have. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna question it.
Boxes are surprisingly inexpensive.
Okay.
So.
Oh, what
At
you've
this rate,
done.
could you just like drink some water and send it to Africa? There are kids starving over there.
Shrinks the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Right, well, how about we go to the graveyard? Obviously, he just needed to sleep in a bit.
There's the graveyard. Which graveyard?
Not sure. Sounds like an adventure. Usually I have to wander around towns for a good like 10 minutes before I figure out where I'm going.
Okay, I'm gonna lead the way then.
Alright, you also hear
Go talk to his neighbor.
you also hear a whimper from outside, kind of muffled, but you hear a ah! What? What's going on? Where? How did I get here? As the goblin is awakened by someone who is concerned for his safety outside.
Oh, finally someone.
Yeah.
Well,
Good Samaritan.
I guess since he went to go see his neighbor, we should ask them if they know anything.
It's a good plan. It's very smart.
I sure don't
Sounds
know
good
where
to
to
me.
go.
I met them earlier. They were very nice.
We were there.
She's gonna be like, oh, I remember.
You were eating crackers.
Okay.
Okay, so would you all like to head off to the neighbor's house? And ask
I'm just gonna
directions?
start wandering the town looking for it. I mean, in my experience, there's usually only like 6 roads, and one of them will be where I'm going. So.
Alright,
I mean, yeah, you can also look for any more Pokemon gyms and see if you can defeat any trainers or bug catchers that make eye contact with you in the way.
Pokemart,
Yeah, you never know.
Stock up.
Alright, so Hawk just goes out wandering, or Alvin does. The rest of you go to the neighbor's house and knock on the door, asking to see if Amber's around, I assume.
Jebby's coming with me.
Yeah. Actually, as you walk out the door, the goblin sees you and he's like, "What? Ah, you people! Why do you not take me out of that box?" And he starts like,
I did take you out of the box. What do you think you're doing out here?
"Ah!"
Are you a New Yorker all of a sudden?
What? So the goblin is just kind of upset at you, but he doesn't know where he is or what he's doing here. So he just has no choice but to start following you guys as you go to the neighbor's house, which is only like 1, maybe 2 doors down.
Right. So I'm gonna go follow Alvin just to try and get Jebby back.
Just to make sure he didn't get kidnapped for good.
It's well taken care of, man. There's couches in that box.
That's a good point.
Oh, that's a very comfy cat.
There's also a
Yes, but
giant
there's also-
Bellsprout in there, like taller than you, so
Yeah, that's true. The
There's a
Bellsprout
giant
is...
Bellsprout.
it's like 3 times as tall as you.
There's also a giant Bellsprout that
Bellsprout is not 3 times. The Bellsprout is smaller.
I thought you said it was
oh, no,
2
no,
feet.
I didn't shrink it, did I?
No, you
Never
didn't.
mind. So it is twice as tall. as-
24 inches and he is 10.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is true.
Alright.
It's probably not very...
Okay, what kind of deal? Let's see. I got 5. I can give you 5 gold if you give me the box with Jebby in it.
I want to have him for a school project.
This box is pretty expensive. I mean, I'm just helping him get to the graveyard.
No, I just want Jebby, not the box. You can have the box. I don't care.
Yeah, because he cares about someone.
I'll let him out for free. Once
Yeah,
we
sure,
get
that
to the
works too.
graveyard.
Wait, I thought
can
he
lead
said
you
he
to the
liked it
graveyard,
in
you're just
there, the
wandering
comfy
around.
couch.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I can lead you to the graveyard. You're just wandering around.
No, I'm following the road. All
There are
roads
6
lead to the graveyard.
There are 6 roads. 5 of them lead to the orc territory.
Domestic way of looking
At this
at
point, I'm just bull crapping.
Would you like to roll deception? Or do you guys just not care?
Okay, sure, roll this.
I mean, you can roll whatever. You can roll if you want to, or you can just talk. If you think your character would just accept it.
I mean, my character would just accept it, to be honest.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright.
Look, in my experience, nobody that gets in the way can't be beat after a few tries.
As long as I get to a Poke Center, I can just try again.
The worst thing that happens is I run out of money.
We only have 2 gold left, so.
Ah, hell with this. Roll intimidation.
Okay.
Sure, wisdom saving throw. Here you
18 total.
go. Nat 20. Fight me.
Can I try again?
So what do you try to do to intimidate? Jack, do you
I
just
just
do your
stare him
standard?
in the eyes,
Oh.
honestly. Given the fact that he rolled a 20.
Look, I don't want any trouble, okay? You can come with me. We're just gonna go find your friend, his dead wife. We'll let him out. Then he can do what he needs.
I know where the graveyard is. You don't know. Am I allowed to swear just once?
No.
No, you shouldn't. Also, you don't actually know where the
Sorry,
graveyard
okay,
is.
good to know.
But
You don't
unless
know-
you maybe.
You don't know crap. Like, again,
Alright,
I'm just
alright.
bull crapping.
I'll make you a deal. If I can have a sample of your shell, I'll follow you.
And just coincidentally, a piece of myself falls off like a bear.
Just because you're old.
Yeah.
It's just like flaking. Sure.
Well, there you go.
Alright, lead the way. I'll just throw it like into the bag. Not into the box. I don't open the box.
Okay. Good
All right.
plan.
Alright, can I use my gamer's intuition?
Sure.
Meanwhile, we've just asked
I mean,
the neighbor.
we could just have you roll a straight intelligence check to see if you remember,
Well,
like
let
if you've
them talk
been
to the
there.
neighbor, because they're
Yeah, yeah.
actually figuring it out.
Good plan. Good plan.
Alright.
So we knock on the
Yeah,
door.
let's just head to the let's just head to the neighbor. I'll stay in the back because Amber might recognize me.
Wait, you're with Hawk though? He started to wander off, so you guys are a little distance
Yeah,
away.
so it's just Shroomy and Mac.
Yeah. All right.
I knock on the door.
Wait, I
Okay.
thought we were gonna head to the house of the neighbor where Shroomy and everyone else.
Well,
Yeah, but it'll take us time, so we're letting them do their thing.
Alright. So roll intelligence to
No,
get intuition?
they just knocked on the door. They haven't got to do anything yet. So yeah, the door opens, and standing in front of you is a small 8-year-old child. He looks like he's got blonde hair, got a little like leather tunic on, and a white shirt. And he looks up at you and he's like, hi! And he kind of looks like he's about to close the door because he's like, oh, there's a giant dragonborn. What is this?
Crap. What's his name? Dravis. Dravis. Maybe you should do the talking.
Very well.
I want that.
Yes, my favorite role model for children. The steely elf guy.
It's better than the giant dragon.
Hello, young one. Is your mother or father or someone?
Yeah, they're out back in the garden.
Will you go get them, please? We need to speak with them.
Okay. And he closes the door, and you hear little footsteps run off. About 30 seconds later, the door opens again, and Amber is standing before you, and she looks up at you, and she's like, "Oh, hello. Do I know you people?"
No, we're friends of Jeb Jebby's. We were just wondering. We're distraught, but we're trying to figure out what happened to his wife, and we need to find the graveyard, and we don't know where that is. So can you tell us?
Oh, I see. Yes, the graveyard is over down that road, and she points to a road. Just make the first right, and then follow it until you get out of the town. It's outside of the wall of the city.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope you, I hope Jeb Jebby is alright.
Too.
You just abandoned
I
him.
think
in
at
the
this
middle.
point, me and Jack should be back there because we didn't get that far.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you'll
Before
need...
he leaves, James just looks at Amber. I want that.
I can help with that.
Oh. She is married. She has children.
That was a child.
Oh,
Marriage ain't an anti-magic spell.
okay. So did you say that to her?
I do, but then like I would hope like guys who just
Roll me charisma.
Oh my lord.
Oh no. I wasn't trying to make anything of it, but look, sure. Okay. That's 8 total. That's about right.
She rolled a 2, so she goes. She kind of giggles, just laughs, and then closes the door.
I think I pick him up and move.
But you can see her kind of looking at you again through the window as you guys are leaving.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
Show me the ladies, man.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so I assume you, Glompario and Alvin, you follow along and you just join the rest of them
I've got
as they
some
go.
parchment out, writing down some details about my turtle shell that I've just...
Very nice. Alright. So you all head out the city towards the south entrance and towards where there's still just a tiny little trickle of black smoke still rising, but it's pretty much extinguished itself at this point. And you make it to the south side of the city, and you leave the Great Wall that's still kind of broken down in most places, and you enter what is basically just a graveyard, where there are several bodies that aren't actually buried, and some dirt piles next to it. There are about 10 or 15 bodies in the area that are just laying on the surface of the ground at this point. Some half-dug graves, and some graves that are recently been filled in as though a body was buried in them. And you can wander around the graveyard if you'd like to try to see if you can find the one that has the name of Maria, or Maria, what was it? Something like that?
Mario.
Maria. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, so you find the grave. It's recently been filled in. It's a smooth surface now, and the gravestone reads Maria, and then whatever Jeb Jebby's last name is. If there is a last name. I don't even know if they have last names in this world. So what would you guys like to do?
We have to get the shovel out now and
Okie doke.
dig.
I hand him a shovel and keep writing on my parchment.
Okay.
I guess I dig about 3 feet down.
Alright.
And then
I'm not going to bother making you roll strength because it's pretty simple to just use a shovel for a little bit. You dig and you make it about 3 feet down, and what would you like to do? Cast your detect poison and something? Alright. So what exactly...
At this point, shouldn't Jeb Jebby be like unconscious?
Jeb...
Oh yeah, I'll let him out of the box.
Oh, you want to let him out now?
As you try to let me out of the box, you can tell that your bell sprout is really wet.
What?
cried on it.
Yeah, I cried on it the entire time.
Oh.
It's just like
I was
grown
gonna say, I
twice
think
as...
it's a male bell sprout.
Wow! I did not mean that kind of wet.
Wow.
I was hoping you
I
would
didn't know what to expect.
So am I the only one that went to the gutter?
No, you're not the only one. Also, Hawk
thank
went there.
Oh no.
Oh, what
Excuse
was that?
you, Ray. You go there all the time. That's the only reason I expect it from you.
I would not do that in stream. At least Hawk stream.
EJ's like,
I mean, not Hawk. EJ's
strong.
Okay. Anyway. moving
Okay.
on.
Went with care.
So the spell is called Detect Poison and Disease, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Would it detect both, or just detect one?
Yeah,
or...
it gives the details on both.
Okay.
It gives the details of anything in 30 feet.
Gotcha.
It has...
Okay, cool. So, go let her rip, Mac.
How do I...
He doesn't have to, like, you just tell him.
Okay, so it's,
in
you wave your
addition,
hands, you say a thing, and yeah.
Yeah, it's 30 feet, so it includes if any of us are infected, it'll
Okay.
tell him
Yeah.
who is infected and to what level.
Alright, so, as you cast this spell, does it show up as like an aura kind of thing, like the detect magic? Okay, sure. I'll just say it like that.
Information.
Yeah. So as you cast it, you kind of like expand outward your hands, and you can just see like a very faint, only visible to you, like a little kind of force field looking thing, a dome of light expanding around you. It's up to 30 feet. Everything within 30 feet, you're suddenly able to see a slight glow around it if it's affected by poison or disease at all. You can see the bodies of many of the people who are buried in this graveyard have been affected by the plague, the ones that are recently buried more than others. The body that's directly below you, which is Jebjebi's wife, has been affected by the disease quite substantially. You can see that her entire body is glowing kind of red with like a magenta-ish glow, but there's also what seems to be a different type of glow that's more of a green, lime green glow, starting from around where her head would be and going down towards her stomach. It, as you can tell, or as far as you can tell, the red represents the disease, the plague, the dragon scourge, whatever you want to call it, that has been affecting everyone, and it's affecting all of the bodies that you can see piled up on the surface in this graveyard, and also the ones that are underground. And it's that is the glow that is affecting his wife. And the green, you can tell, is a poison, specifically a Tide Pod. Which is stupid, but yeah, that's she's been poisoned, and that is the main cause of her death. Yes. That's for a stream where you weren't here for. Isabella's character, Banana, for some reason, I don't know, like in the same way that we just introduced a Pokemon into the world, we introduced a Tide Pod, and she fed a Tide Pod to Jebjebi's wife and poisoned her and killed her. Yeah, so that's what happened. And also, as you're looking around, you can see that Dravis is not glowing at all. He is perfectly fine. You can see that Jebjebi is glowing with some of this disease, like a very faint version of the red. You can see that yourself...
I'm immune to disease.
You're immune? Why are you immune to disease?
Because of my paladin class, level 3.
Both he and Mac are immune.
Yeah.
Because they're both paladins. At level 3, they become immune to all disease.
Well, nobody told me about that. Okay, that's annoying.
They did last time they were here, and you were like, oh, that's cool.
You know, okay, whatever. I forget things.
So Mac no longer has the disease.
Alright, so I guess you're both fine, apparently. And Glompario is also fine, because he was helped by the shaman, or the goblin, a few times with the medicine, and he naturally managed to defeat the disease with the help of the medicine. And all of you are fine. Let me see, is there anyone else in the area, or is that all of the... Oh yeah, so Alvin's here too. Alvin, you can see, is glowing with a little bit of the disease, and unlike everyone else.
Okay.
It's like he just got infected, so like nothing's really bothering him yet. He probably doesn't even know that he's infected, but he has been infected.
Can't believe I released my poison type Pokemon.
What do you mean?
The goblin I could have used to heal myself.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot the goblin followed you as well. So the goblin also is looking like he's mostly okay, but he's still got a faint glow as well of the plague.
That's what I have to say about it.
Very nice.
Yep.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do now?
You see Jebjebi try to crawl back into... What?
What'd you say?
What did you say?
I said I'm just gonna explain what I just saw.
Okay.
Because no one else knows. So
Well, as he's explaining, you can tell I'm trying to crawl back into Ash Ketchum's box.
The name is
found out your
Alvin.
wife was poisoned. Why would you crawl back into a box?
He's depressed, apparently.
Yes, I'm depressed.
But like vengeance.
I don't know
It's
who.
about vengeance.
I don't know who killed her, though. That's the thing.
I mean, you were able to tell that the writing on the note from that hole was Banana's handwriting, and it said, "I poisoned your wife." Remember that?
Oh, you just cut out as soon as you said it.
Now I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I'm crawling, trying to crawl into the box, I realize just who killed. What?
It's in my bag.
Yeah,
You're
and
like
I'm trying to crawl into your
piggyback.
She's like, "No, I want to sleep."
I remembered who wrote that note, and I get really angry. Banana!
Uh-oh.
And I just storm back to the house.
All right.
No, I'm gonna go with Jebby because I was already kind of mad at Banana for almost eating the tent I sleep in one time.
Alright, guys, we're supposed to be doing something with an Earth God, which sounds like a legendary if I've ever heard of one.
Oh.
So
sounds like a Landorus.
Sounds like an Arceus.
Just a minute.
Well, if anyone wants to go with me to do something actually meaningful,
Roasted.
I'm gonna head that way. I'm just gonna start walking.
Which way are you gonna walk? North, south, east, west?
That way.
Well, let's see. Wait. So the capital is. We're next to the capital, right? We're not actually in it.
Yeah, you are just to the south entrance of the capital. And in front of you, or like farther south, there's just a little faint wisp of black smoke from something in the distance.
I'm gonna take like 10 steps towards the black smoke, then turn around and be like, does anyone know where I should be going?
Check your town map.
Yeah, good idea. I'd like to reach into my bag and take out a blank sheet of parchment and just like look at it. Ain't got this area yet. Put it back.
Oh boy.
That's amazing.
Okay, I guess we're going to Jeb's house.
Okay.
Help me
Well,
do the...
it might be good to save this, or leave it off here and do this next session, because Isabella's not with us, and we can't do the confrontation at this point. Or we could, but then Isabella wouldn't be a part of it. So maybe we can hold that off for next session, and also we're 15 minutes over anyway. What do you guys think? Alternately, we could do something else.
Have their team go and do the main quest, and just leave me out for a little bit. We still have like, what, 20 minutes before we end?
No, we were supposed to end 15 minutes ago. Because we usually go for 2 hours.
Seems like a natural stopping point.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, let's hold it off for this time, and we'll continue next time. Yes, the confrontation. Well, thanks everyone for coming out. It was real fun, and I guess I'll see you guys all next time. Adios.